Still feels like about 16 out there right now. A little bit of a wind. 22 degrees. So, yeah. It's going to be in, mid 60s next week. So, there you go. Welcome to Tennessee. Interesting story I heard on one of Dalton's newscasts, which we'll probably catch here on the Rutherford Roundup in a few. Being a La Nina time for us, could be some severe weather, more severe weather than maybe we've had the past few years. That's generally how La Ninas go. We'll see if that's the case for us. But I'm ready for the warmer. I don't know about you, but I think I'm done with cold. There's some people that love it, though. I said something a couple of days ago to someone, and he said, well, all you have to do is just add another layer. I was like, okay. It was like 10 degrees outside or whatever. There are not enough layers for that. But anyway, we'll look at your forecast here in a couple of moments for you this morning. We're going to say happy birthday. Let's do the birthday first. We don't do that as often. It's usually good neighbor, then birthday. I don't know. I think it's just because that's where it is on the sheet here that we read that from. But I'm going to go birthday first. David Coggin is our birthday club winner. David is the winner of the banana pudding from Slick Pig Barbecue. So happy birthday, David, and thanks for everything that you do here in our community. It's David Coggin, the winner of the banana pudding from Slick Pig. They're at 1920 East Main. Slick Pig is, well, regionally famous at least. Probably world famous. Those smoked wings, my goodness. So good. Wings, ribs. I love their ribs. Very, very good. Just fall off the bone. Delicious. Barbecue sauce is wonderful. But save room for dessert. Make sure you save room for dessert, or just get some dessert to go, because it's pretty spectacular. That banana pudding way up there. So thanks to Slick Pig for their many, many years of support here of WGNS and the things that we do. Also, speaking of support, Ryan Flowers Coffee and Gifts, highlighting our good neighbor of the day. Today's good neighbor, Leanne Bates. Someone wrote in to tell us that Leanne should be the good neighbor for being the sweetest person you'll ever meet, always greeting you with a smile and positive thoughts. Well, that's Leanne Bates, the winner of the flowers from Ryan Flowers and the designation as good neighbor of the day. That's right. Leanne Bates, congratulations. If you want to send in a good neighbor, you can do that by texting the word neighbor to 615-893-1450 or head to wgnsradio.com/goodneighbor. Two of the ways that will get you to the web form where you fill out the information. It's going to take you 2 minutes tops. I promise it's not going to take you that long at all. And then, once you click the submit button, we've got it, and we'll make them the good neighbor of the day coming up here in the next few days. So text neighbor to 615-893-1450 or wgnsradio.com/goodneighbor. You can throw it in the mail if you'd like. 306 South Church Street, Murfreesboro, 37130. Just be sure to include the name, address, phone number, and a quick sentence why you think they should be good neighbor of the day. That's all we need from you. It is purely that simple. Good neighbor of the day from Ryan Flowers, Coffee and Gifts.
Now, here's your Rutherford weather forecast.
Well, as we take a quick peek outside on Big G TV from our station roof cam, you can see beautiful blue skies, but it's cold. 22 degrees here in downtown Murfreesboro. The feels like is 16. Yeah, the feels like is 16 degrees. In Smyrna, let's see, 25 feels like 16. Wind's blowing just a little harder as this was taken. So it's going to feel like the upper teens here for a little bit. maybe we can get those winds to subside a little bit, anywhere from calm to 5 miles an hour. But finally, above freezing today. Let's get the forecast details.
This afternoon, Brian, we'll see lots of sunshine throughout our area, and we'll continue to see that sunshine through our weekend as temperatures gradually warm to near and even above normal. As we look ahead towards next week, temperatures remain very mild for this time of the year. Taking a closer look at our forecast, lots of sunshine through our afternoon. There's a high near 36. Tonight, clear to partly cloudy, a low near 16. High of 45 on Saturday. Lots of sunshine. I'm meteorologist Laura Lockwood.
Thank you, Laura. And did take us into next week there just a little bit. And mid-60s, sunny skies, going to feel pretty good. We do have maybe a midweek shot at some rain. So maybe cool us back down to the mid-50s on Thursday. But typically in the springtime, you warm up, you get some type of system that comes through and then cools you off 10 or 15 degrees. And it just feels like, oh, we're back at winter. But I think we're going to remember these cold days, right? You think? We'll see. Does the long-term kind of model guidance is showing that there could be around the first week of March, first full week of March, another Arctic lobe of cold air making its way down to the south. We'll just have to see how warm that is or how cold that is and see if it brings any winter mischief. We can get snow here in March. Doesn't stick around long. The sun angle and, the radiational heating there of the surfaces just kind of gets rid of the snow. Just kind of like this month. The snow we just had was here, then pretty much gone, except under those shaded areas. But anyway, weather's always changing. So you want to keep up with the weather? RutherfordWX.com. That stands for Rutherford Weather. RutherfordWX.com. Be sure to head to the website. Lots of cool things that you can check out there. Plus, you'll want to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications on your favorite social media platform, whether it be Facebook, YouTube, X, or Twitch. Like, subscribe, turn on notifications. That way, when we're live on the channel, you'll get a notification that says they're live. What does that notification tell you we're doing? Well, during impactful and severe weather, we go live on the channel to get you the latest weather information. You can actually see the radar. We can track it out, give you landmarks. Here's where things are happening now. You got 10 minutes, this area, that kind of thing. And it's all right here for just Rutherford County. Rutherford Weather, RutherfordWX.com, RUCO Weather on those social platforms, RUCO Weather.
Good day, Rutherford County. This is Lee Colvin, financial advisor and CFP with Edward Jones. Let's get the latest business news from our financial desk.
Well, the major index is moving in different directions this morning. While still on track for a small weekly gain, the Dow lower, weighed by more than 10% drop in United Health stock as the company is under investigation by the Department of Justice. On the other hand, the NASDAQ and U.S. small cap stocks are slightly higher for the day. The Dow is down 386. It's been down over 400 after that United Health decline. 43,790, and right now for the week, the Dow is down 0.88%. The S&P 500 is down 31 at 6,086. NASDAQ off 117 at 19,845.
From Wall Street to Church Street, that's the latest business news from the Edward Jones Financial Desk. I'm financial advisor and CFP Lee Colvin. Call 615-907-7056 or stop by our office on South Rutherford Boulevard in the Public Shopping Center.
Rutherford Issues on News Radio WGNS.
Rutherford Issues is powered by Middle Tennessee Electric, and boy, have we not been proud to have that electricity during this cold snap, right? Our friends at MTE have developed the My MTE app. Would you like to control your energy usage and save money? Who wouldn't? Download the My MTE app and track your energy consumption. Even pay your bill online, report outages right from your phone. It's free and available now for iOS and Android. Check off world news next on WGNS. Then Dalton will have your Rutherford Roundup for this Friday. It is all brought to you by our friends at the law offices of John Day.
CBS Radio News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Peter King. An Israeli family is wondering how Hamas could have mixed up bodies and substituted somebody else's remains for one of its own family members. CBS's Deborah Pata is in East Jerusalem with more on how this affects the ceasefire for hostages deal.
Hamas has said it remains committed to the deal and will be releasing 6 hostages as planned tomorrow. They say they're going to investigate what happened with Shiri Bibas's body, but point out it could have been mixed up with other human remains found in the rubble after an Israeli strike. But the fallout is continuing here. Right-wing members of Prime Minister Netanyahu's ruling coalition have seized the opportunity to push the view that the war should restart.
It was a very long night, but the Senate has passed the framework for a budget, despite Democratic efforts to add dozens of amendments. The vote wrapping up just a couple of hours before sunrise. Here's CBS's Nicole Killian.
They wanted to kind of give the president a win now and give him some funding now, but House Republicans argue, look, we may just have one bite at the apple, so we should lump everything in, including extending the president's tax cuts. The president also wants to increase the debt limit, so there's also some debt limit language in that bill.
The man accused in the ambush shooting death of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson is due in court in a couple of hours for a status hearing. CBS's Nikki Battiste has more on what's ahead for Luigi Mangione.
One of the federal charges against Mangione makes him eligible for the death penalty if he's convicted. A hearing set for Monday in Pennsylvania has been canceled. At today's hearing, a trial date could be set for the case against Mangione here in New York State.
In Alabama, a small town's entire police department finds itself on the wrong side of the law. CBS's Jim Crisula has that.
Officials in Hansville, Alabama, have placed its entire police force, a chief and 4 officers, on administrative leave. The move comes after a grand jury indicted the officers and found, quote, rampant corruption.
The Hansville Police Department has failed to account for, preserve, and maintain evidence, and in doing so has failed crime victims and the public at large.
Champ Crocker is the Coleman County District Attorney. The County Sheriff's Department will take over law enforcement duties in the town.
A Central Florida man has been arrested. His son is wanted for a high-speed car crash that killed 4 people near Orlando in 2023. Investigators say the then 15-year-old was driving without a license or a learner's permit and T-boned another vehicle going about 80 in a 30-mile-an-hour zone. Wall Street, the Dow is down 371. This is CBS News.
This is a paid legal ad.
Hi, this is John Day of the Law Offices of John Day. For more than 30 years, my team and I have worked hard to help injured people throughout Middle Tennessee. Over that time, we've helped thousands of people get the legal help they need when they've needed it the most. And if we're not able to help or aren't the right lawyer for you, we'll do the best to point you in the right direction. If you've been injured, call the Law Offices of John Day for a free consultation. And remember, there's no fee unless we win your case.
For 20 years, Jeff's family-friendly restaurant has been the place where comfort food meets great company.
Food is great. Just gave me too much.
They season it well and give you enough that you don't have to worry about going away hungry.
Jeff's is open every day except Tuesday from 11 to 6 and Sundays 11 to 5. You can find them at 467 South Hancock Street, just off MLK Boulevard.
I love it. The friendly hometown service. The food is great.
Come taste tradition at Jeff's Family Friendly Restaurant.
I'm Dalton Barrett with News Radio WGNS, and here are some of the top stories affecting Rutherford County on your Rutherford Roundup for this Friday, February the 21st, 2025. A Murfreesboro man convicted of raping 3 unconscious women has been sentenced to 16 years in prison, according to Rutherford County officials. Emmanuel Webb, age 39, was initially indicted in July of 2022 on 2 counts of rape and aggravated burglary, followed by another 7 rape charges in 2023 when additional victims came forward. Investigators discovered multiple videos on Webb's phone showing unconscious women being assaulted, prompting police to seek more potential victims. In October of 2023, a third woman came forward, leading to further charges. On February 14, 2025, Webb pleaded guilty to 2 counts of rape and 1 count of attempted rape in Rutherford County Circuit Court. As part of a plea agreement, 10 counts of rape, 4 counts of sexual battery, and 1 count of aggravated burglary were dismissed. Webb will serve his sentence in the Tennessee Department of Corrections, and he must register as a sex offender for life and pay all court costs and fees. And the NOAA Climate Prediction Center has released its 90-day outlook for March, April, and May, indicating a warmer and wetter than normal spring due to the La Niña shifting to a neutral pattern by May. The National Weather Service warns that Middle Tennessee could face an active severe weather season with an increased risk of tornadoes, large hail, and damaging winds. Unlike last year when Tennessee was on the cooler side of the storm systems, this year's weather patterns place the state in the warm sector, creating ideal conditions for severe storms. Already, Tennessee has experienced 5 tornadoes in February, and experts expect severe weather to continue intensifying in March, April, and May. The increase in precipitation could also bring higher risks of flooding. As Middle Tennessee comes through its cold weather advisory, and we had snowfall on Wednesday, creating dangerous road conditions, leading to multiple crashes and hundreds of emergency calls across the mid-state. In response to the extreme cold, the Tennessee Valley Authority has issued a voluntary power reduction request to reduce strain on the power grid. Meanwhile, dozens of school districts have canceled classes due to freezing temperatures and road safety concerns. Health officials warn residents to dress in layers, cover exposed skin, and be aware of signs of hypothermia and frostbite. Doctors remain on high alert for cold-related injuries, especially with temperatures dropping below 15 degrees, a level at which salt treatments on roads lose effectiveness, increasing the risk of refreezing. Tennessee Attorney General Jonathan Scrametti is leading a 38-state coalition urging the FDA to take swift action against counterfeit versions of popular weight loss and diabetes medications, including Ozempic, Wegovy, Mounjaro, and Zepbound. According to Scrametti, counterfeit drugs from China, Turkey, and other foreign suppliers have infiltrated the U.S. supply chain, posing serious health risks. These fake medications may be contaminated or contain entirely different substances disguised as legitimate treatments. The coalition, co-led by Tennessee, South Carolina, Colorado, and Illinois, is asking the FDA to increase enforcement against illegal online retailers, compounding pharmacies, and foreign suppliers manufacturing and distributing dangerous counterfeit drugs. With rising demand, high cost, and limited availability of GLP-1 drugs, bad actors are exploiting consumers with unsafe alternatives. Drivers traveling along I-24 and I-840 in Rutherford County should be extra cautious as recent Arctic temperatures, snow, and ice have significantly impacted road conditions, leading to rapid pothole formation. The Tennessee Department of Transportation and Rutherford County Highway Department are actively repairing potholes using temporary cold mix asphalt, but a permanent fix will have to wait until temperatures rise. The materials needed for long-term repairs require warmer weather to properly bond with existing pavement. Winter road repairs pose unique risks to both drivers and road crews due to icy conditions and low temperatures. Additionally, ice melting compounds, though necessary for safety, can accelerate road deterioration over time. Authorities remind drivers to slow down, stay alert, and move over for emergency crews, leaving a clear lane when approaching work zones or vehicles with flashing blue lights. Middle Tennessee Christian School is undergoing a major shift in its athletic department as 2 head coaches, Hannah Jones and Greg Eubanks, announced their resignations within the same week. Coach Hannah Jones, who led the MTCS varsity girls basketball team for 4 seasons, stepped down on February 18th. Under her leadership, the Lady Cougars reached 2 state championship finals and consistently performed at district and regional levels. Athletic Director Jason Piercy praised her dedication and contributions, wishing her the best of luck in her next endeavor. And Coach Greg Eubanks, head of the MTCS boys basketball and cross country teams, announced his resignation on February 14th after 3 seasons. Eubanks expressed gratitude for his time in the school, stating, "I've grown as a coach as well as a man, and I'm thankful for the relationships that I've developed with the students and my fellow faculty members." That's all for now. For updates on these, as well as more local news stories, be sure to check out our website, wgnsradio.com, or follow us on social media at News Radio WGNS on Facebook and on X. I'm Dalton Barrett with News Radio WGNS, and I'll talk to you later.
SRM Concrete. With every new day, every sunrise, we build structures that stand the test of time. And upon their foundations are our homes, where we work, where our kids go to school. And with that comes tremendous pride. We don't just make concrete. We build relationships, trust, confidence. We're SRM Concrete. Build with us.
And the Blue Raiders win again.
I need to get some MT gear. Let's go to the mall.
Mall store? Really? Thought you wanted gear. Any Blue Raider stores in the mall?
Well, no.
You'll only find a limited selection mixed in with dozens of other schools and teams. My choice is Raider Tees, who specializes in Blue Raider gear with hundreds of items to choose from. They're located just off Broad Street behind Chewy's on Ridgely Road.
Raider Tees.
Like us on Facebook for early notice of specials and sales.
Raider Tees. Bigger, better, and go blue.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Monsi Bolaños.
Connor McDavid was clutch for Canada.
Set play. McDavid scores! Connor McDavid scores the goal. Team Canada wins 4 nations gold.
You just heard it all on NHL Network. Sirius XM. Canada beats USA 3-2 in overtime at the Four Nations Face-Off Championship. McDavid with the game winner. Jordan Bennington, Canada's goalie, had 33 saves in the win. In the NBA, LeBron James dropped 40 points as the Lakers took down the Trailblazers 110-102. De'Aaron Fox had 26 points and 9 rebounds as the Spurs beat the Suns 120-109. Nikola Jokic just shy of a triple-double, 29 points, 17 rebounds, and 9 assists as the Nuggets beat the Hornets 129-115. Denver has now won 9 in a row, and the Bucks defeated the Clippers at home 116-110.
Ascension St. Thomas Heart is the leader in Middle Tennessee for heart care, providing the most advanced options, including heart surgery and transplants. Our nationally recognized cardiac team cares for more adult hearts than anyone in the state, from AFib to heart failure, using minimally invasive options when possible to help shorten recovery, making Ascension St. Thomas Heart your first choice for routine heart care and cardiac emergencies. Schedule a heart screening or find a cardiologist at ascension.org/St. Thomas Heart.
This is Betsy Maples with Maples Realty and Auction. Auctions are a fun and easy way to buy real estate. We've got lots of auctions coming up, and you don't want to miss this one.
An absolute estate auction of a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home with a 2-car garage. The home sits on just over 16 acres and features a spacious eat-in kitchen, formal dining room, large laundry room, and front porch. See you Saturday, March 1st at 10 a.m.
Maples Realty and Auction.
Sold by Maples Realty and Auction.
This is News Radio WGNS, Prime Time Sports.
Sponsored by the law offices of John Day. Our expanded office location is on Medical Center Parkway, just across the street from the hospital. If you've been injured, call us for a free consultation at 867-9900.
Well, last night, following a back-and-forth first half, the Middle Tennessee men unable to keep up with Louisiana Tech, falling 85-74 last night at the Murphy Center in a late game that didn't tip until 8 o'clock. The Lady Raiders on the road at Louisiana Tech pick up the 55-46 victory. And in that was a big game for Savannah Davis as well as Anastasia Boldareva. So next up for the Lady Raiders will be a 2 o'clock game, or 12, we'll get this right. On WGNS, it looks like we're going to have the action beginning. Well, I need to check that time. It looks like it's a little different. I have a 1:30 airtime here on WGNS, so we'll just have to check that. Sam Houston, and, well, just do that right now, shall we? Take a look at the schedule here. Maybe had a time change in that. Sometimes those things can kind of sneak up. Does look like a 12 noon from Houston, Texas, so an 11:30 airtime tomorrow here on WGNS. Okay, so with that being said, tomorrow we will have some high school basketball on the air as well. No coaches show tomorrow, but high school basketball, we will have the game on WGNSradio.com streaming until the Lady Raider game is over. We'll have 2 morning sessions of district tournament boys basketball. Then we will turn to the night session with the girls. So we'll have both of those on WGNS. So the first session will go on the air around 12:50, and then the second will be about a 5:50 airtime for us here on WGNS. Then we'll have more action on Monday and Tuesday next week from the district tournament before then turning to region tournament play. So that is a quick update on all of the latest local sports. I will tell you that the District 8 4A tournament will resume tomorrow. District 7 4A, they'll get underway today at 4 o'clock out at Lebanon. They're going to play 4 games today, 4 games tomorrow to get to the championship and consolations for next week. And Eagleville boys will be traveling to Huntland tonight to play in their first game of the district tournament. That's tonight. The girls will play in the girls' consolation game tomorrow, that at Huntland as well, 2 o'clock for that game. All of the brackets, all of the changes that we know of have been updated at wgnssports.com. Access Tennessee News coming up in 30 seconds.
In retirement, it's all about income. Your money, making money, and you're not spending down your principal. That's the way we do it at Retirement Income Solutions. So if you're spending down your principal or your money's not making money, keeping you ahead of inflation, check us out today at risolutions.net. risolutions.net. And make sure to join us Saturdays at noon and Sunday afternoons at 1 for Retirement Income Solutions Radio with Nathan Cox and Lindsay Cotter.
Access Tennessee News. I'm Will Dudley. The TVA is asking for your help one more time on this record-setting bitter cold day. The Tennessee Valley Authority, along with local electric providers, are asking Tennesseans to conserve energy where possible. This means avoiding the use of major appliances and setting your home heat below 70 degrees. The TVA is making the appeal to both residential and business customers. The highest time frame of power demand ends by midday. Daytime temperatures will improve over the weekend. Mount Juliet police nab a super speeder wanted on outstanding warrants. An officer was checking on road conditions Thursday morning when a car passed at about 100 miles an hour. The officer attempted to pull the Nissan sedan over, but the driver reportedly sped up to nearly 120 miles per hour, according to Mount Juliet police. When the driver finally pulled over, the officer discovered the 22-year-old from Lebanon was driving on a suspended license, a fake temporary registration tag, and had an active warrant for failing to appear on a drug charge in Wilson County. More news in 30 seconds.
Friends? Yes. The financial partners whom you've built a relationship with at Old National Bank are still at the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard location, right here in the borough. And so are the warm, homemade cookies.
Cookies are ready, dear.
Like Grandma used to make. If you need online and mobile banking, Murfreesboro's Old National Bank does that too. You and Old National Bank, better together.
Old National Bank at 2230 Dr. MLK Jr. Boulevard. Old National Bank. Member FDIC.
Portions of Bell Road are closed as the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers Nashville District is actively managing water releases at the Percy Priest Lake Dam. Officials say icing conditions along the road near the dam are unsafe for travel. The Corps says the reservoir operations remain critical for maintaining dam safety and regulating the river stages throughout the region. The Corps anticipates that the 42-mile-long reservoir should reach its winter target levels by next weekend. Will Dudley, Access Tennessee News.
This is Good Neighbor Events with Bart Walker. Brought to you by the law offices of John Day and AmeriCare Pest Control.
I've got pests, bees, buzzing, rodents running all through my house. Ants chewing wood, and look, there's a mouse. I've overrun with pests, but you're gonna be sure, safe and secure. It's the last rites for those pests. Call the best of the best to get rid of your pests.
893-7111. AmeriCare Services Incorporated. Call us today. 893-7111.
WGNS encourages you to shop local. Let's patronize those local family businesses. Also, we encourage you to give the gift of life. You know, the Red Cross is critically low on blood. So call the Red Cross at 800-RED-CROSS and make an appointment to give the gift of life at a time that fits your schedule. Well, you've heard us talking about Greenhouse Ministries, And one of the things they need, volunteers. They have a volunteer orientation every Thursday morning at 10. That's at Greenhouse Ministries, 307 South Academy Street. We Remember You. That's a dementia support group, and they meet on the second Tuesday of each month at 4 o'clock over at the Villages of Murfreesboro. We Remember You. You need to check it out. That's over near the Avenue. Don't throw away Old Glory. Bring your tattered American flag to WGNS and let the girls from BSA Troop 2019 at Trinity United Methodist Church retire it with dignity. Plus, we also recycle Bibles. Those are WGNS Good Neighbor events.
Where is the best barbecue in town? At 1920 East Main. The best barbecue for miles around is in 1920 East Main. You can buy it by the pound, sandwich, platter, or plate. No matter what you choose, it will taste great. You can come with a friend, by yourself, or with a date. Just Lick Pig Barbecue. Barbecue pork, beef, or chicken, Brunswick stew, great sides, lunch specials, down-home atmosphere, and they cater. Slick Pig Barbecue, it's the best.
Hi, this is John at L&K Trophy. We'd like you to come down and take a look at our new line of insulated tumblers. We have colored tumblers that we can engrave. They work great for gifts. We have several different sizes and styles of mugs. They can be engraved or they can be printed in full color. We also offer lots of other options for plaques. This is John at L&K Trophy, 1115 Memorial Boulevard, just down from Smith Brothers Car Wash.
Rutherford Issues with Brian Barrett on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna. Listen and watch at wgnsradio.com.
Rutherford Issues is powered by Middle Tennessee Electric, and through Sharing Change, MTE has contributed over $11 million to local nonprofits supporting meaningful causes here in our community. Learn more at sharingchange.org. It's time to talk about Rutherford County Paws. And Sebastian Jordan always brings in a cast of thousands, and a cat man is here. So we've got all kinds of things to talk about. Good morning to you first. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing well. How about you?
Yeah, doing all right. Keeping warm, I hope.
Trying to, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of hard these days. I guess that's how does that affect the animals at Paws? I guess everything's pretty much indoors unless they have a little playtime and stuff outside.
They still go out to use the bathroom and get some air.
Yeah.
Some of them really do like playing in the snow or eating it or whatever. But
yeah.
You can definitely tell the dogs that want to get out, do their business, and get right back in.
Yeah. My bunch, I have a snow eater. Yeah, I mean, it's just like I have to actually physically go pick her up and make her go back inside. It's I don't know. It's probably not that great for them. I don't know. Do you eat snow, Steve?
Try not to.
Yeah, I think that'd be a good idea not to.
Not the first one, anyway.
Yeah. Or the yellow snow.
Or the yellow. Yeah. Stay away from the yellow snow.
So, Sebastian, you have brought in a new friend. Why don't you help introduce Braylon?
Yeah, this is our new volunteer and foster coordinator, Braylon.
Hey, guys.
You've been here about a month?
Yes, it's a month now.
Yeah.
A full month. Wow, you know everything about it now, right?
Yep, I'm a pro.
Well, I know this guy to your right is probably helping keep you straight there in in terms of some of that volunteer stuff, right?
Oh yeah, Steve's great. He's always at the shelter helping the cats, and love it.
Yeah.
So
Braylon Norris. Braylon, tell me a little bit about what brought you to Paws. You must really enjoy animals. A lot of people that work at Paws do. So maybe tell us a little bit about yourself in that regard.
Yeah, of course. Well, I kind of fell into animal welfare on accident. I've always been into marketing and social media and things of that sort. But then I started working at Asheville Humane Association, and then after that I worked at a veterinary clinic for a little while, and working in Murfreesboro, living in Murfreesboro, I found Paws and decided I wanted to be closer to home and work with them here. So
cool.
It's been really cool. Everybody at Paws is really nice, and all the animals are adorable.
So now are you from Rutherford County, from Murfreesboro?
I'm originally from Nashville,
okay.
Born and raised. So
Gotcha.
I'm a rarity these days.
You are.
apparently. But I do live in Murfreesboro now.
Okay, well, good. It's glad to see some of us, born and raised, still sticking in the area. But you can see why a lot of people move to the area too.
Yeah,
so.
for sure.
So anything going on we need to know about, Sebastian?
We've had some microchip news recently. A couple different things.
Yeah, talk to us about that.
Yeah, so a couple weeks ago, Save This Life, a microchip company out of Texas, suddenly stopped operations completely. So any pets that were registered with them were no longer registered in a national database. So it's kind of a scramble to alert people to this, to re-register. Luckily, with that kind of situation, the physical microchip is still good, and the number will still work. So it just requires signing up for a different microchip provider. Home Again, AKC Reunite, going ahead and getting that re-registered somewhere else because you want to have your pet registered. That's one of the best ways of reuniting stray pets with owners.
Yeah. So what is the name of the company that's no longer in business now?
Save This Life.
Okay.
They had been in business for 13 years, so they had microchipped thousands and thousands of pets, and then just kind of went dark out of nowhere.
That's crazy. So, so if your animal has one of those microchips from that company, will it still scan? Will it still have the information, or no, unless you go to another company?
No, you will have to go to another company and re-register.
Okay.
It's very easy, though. You can use the same microchip number and just go to one of those companies and put it in. They've got a low-cost lifetime registration fee between $10 to $30. I think actually until tomorrow, AKC Reunite is running a deal specifically for people that had Save This Life.
Okay.
To try to get people re-registered as quickly as possible.
Interesting.
So if you don't know that microchip number, it's really easy to get it scanned. You can go to any vet's office and have them scan for it. We actually just installed a microchip reader out front of Paws. You guys had an article about that one. You just go up, it's got instructions for how to scan it. You'll get the number, and you just take that and go sign up for a different microchip company.
You don't have to show any type of proof or anything like that. I guess just the number is proof enough.
Yeah,
right?
just get the number, and then you'll fill out your information and pay the low fee.
Well, for someone like me, I just went through that with the most recent puppy that we have, but 4 years ago, I don't remember what that was, when the microchip was put in. So be a good opportunity probably just to pull that up and check to make sure.
Just to double check, because a lot of people move and, get new phones and don't necessarily keep that information updated at all times. So
that's a good point too. I've often wondered about that. The microchip is only as good as the information that you keep updated, right? So if you've moved 4 or 5 different places and have a different contact number, it's probably a good idea to check that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So how would a person, for instance, find out? I mean, you get the microchip number, but does it tell you that it is from which company? I mean, how
it doesn't.
Okay.
It doesn't specifically tell you. Different microchip companies have different digits at the beginning or end that you can kind of, tell the range and make an educated guess. There is a tool online, the American Association of, I forget the other two.
Okay.
AAHA. They've got a universal registry, so you can put in the number and it'll tell you which company it is registered to.
Okay, yeah, because you might not know where to even go and update your information there. So I've got homework for the weekend now. You've got me thinking about that.
Yeah,
so.
it's important.
Yes, it is. So any news, Braylon, on the volunteer front?
Yeah. Since starting, I have been working on getting a new structure for the volunteer foster program to ensure that there's more opportunities for new volunteers. And so I'm redoing the structure, making it more clear what different opportunities there are in the shelter. I've got jobs specific to the animals, specific to shelter care, and then to administrative and creative opportunities, like maybe helping with a volunteer newsletter or helping with taking photos of the animals, things like that. So doing a lot of that right now, and hopefully soon I'll be able to start getting volunteers back into the shelter.
Like this guy, right?
Yeah.
Are you having to pick up a double workload or something now, or
about the same?
About the same. Yeah.
Yep, and all of our kitties still get love.
Yep.
But soon Steve will be able to have some help with that.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Well, it's always nice to have a little help.
Yeah,
isn't
but
it?
I love the cats. They're great, and I don't know. If there's just one, I bring a stool in and just sit there and pet till she gets tired of me petting her.
There's always more than one, though, right?
Well,
not always.
Not
Really?
always. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. There was one. No, there was two on Tuesday, and then when I looked on the website, there was 3, but I couldn't go that day. I had an appointment, and then today I looked and there's 6. So
the number's growing a little bit.
Yeah,
huh?
and it can go up or down by the time we get out of here. So you never know.
They do, but
lots
they
of
go quick.
adoptions, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, cats can barely stay in the building, I've noticed. So I think a lot of people are maybe opting more for cats lately than dogs.
Interesting.
At least from Paws.
Yeah. So are we getting close to breeding season for cats? That usually brings in a higher population.
Spring.
Yeah,
Summer.
I figured spring,
about
summer.
one more month.
Yeah.
Kitten season.
Kitten season. Oh, me. So, well, that's good to know. And I'm sure that you have some Sebastian dogs, especially that maybe have been there for a little bit, trying to adopt some of those, or has that been going pretty well too?
Yeah, we've got some longer term residents that have been there for a while. We've still got Ebony, who's our longest resident. She's a great dog. Hoping someone will see that and come adopt her.
So where is the best place to go online to maybe see the pets? You mentioned the website, so I mean it's constantly updated, and I guess as soon as someone's in or out, I mean it's right there real quick.
Yeah, that is tied into our software, so it is real time with the pets going in or out. So rutherfordcountytn.gov/pause, and then the adoptable pets page will take you right to it.
All right, so I'm just making a note of that so I can put it on the podcast. You've got news and notices, all that too, and is that the newsletter you were talking about? Maybe not.
No, it's a different one.
Okay.
It's something that doesn't exist yet, but I'm hoping once we get
volunteer.
more volunteers
Okay.
in, we can do a newsletter for them.
Sounds good. And so when you're on here, adoption, is that where you said? Okay.
Adoption, and then view all our adoptable pets.
Okay. There, and it's right there in big red letters. You can't miss it.
Yep.
And the cats are first.
They are first. There's Edith and Bonaparte and Jasmine and Poppy and Agnes and Shirley. There are a few more cats on there. Looks like is that a snake?
That's a Cheeto. It's a lizard.
A leopard gecko.
Yeah,
Leopard gecko. Okay.
He's so cute.
Wow.
I love him.
So be sure to check out the website. And what was the dog you were talking about?
Ebony.
Ebony.
Yeah.
Okay. I was trying to see if I could pull up Ebony here. So
yeah, she should be on there.
Yeah. Well, very good. So if you want to find out more about Rutherford County Paws, again, rutherfordcountytn.gov/paws. Spend some time tooling around, find some great information. And also, Braylon, if someone would like to volunteer, I guess they should get in touch with you.
Yes, of course. And also with kitten season around the corner, we'll definitely need some foster homes for neonate kittens, orphaned kittens, all of that sort. So please do that too.
Only so many cats you can pet.
Mm-hmm.
But
in one day.
Yeah. So have you done that before with the kittens that need that special care? Have you done that?
I have. My 3 would not allow it.
I would think that would be. You have to have just the right type of situation for that kind of stuff. So
I would love to, but
sure,
like I said, mine just wouldn't have it.
Yeah. Cats can be cats.
Yeah.
So
and they all 3 have attitude. Or let's say catitude.
Wouldn't be a cat without a catitude, right?
That's right.
So, well, I appreciate you all coming in today, and we'll keep telling folks about Rutherford County Paws and all the great things that you all are doing there to try to adopt out. It'd be nice if the shelter were empty, but
that'd be great.
Yeah. So get on by there. And weekends, you still have some Saturday hours, right?
Yeah, Saturday and Sunday.
Okay. So
those hours are posted on our site, but yeah.
Great time to maybe come out and see, take the family, and maybe springtime brings you a new pet into the family. I appreciate you all. Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
From Rutherford County Paws, joining us today, Sebastian Jordan, Steve Edwards, the Catman, and Braylon Norris. And if you missed part of the program, be sure to check the podcast, wgnsradio.com. That's wgnsradio.com. You can check it out. It will be up shortly under podcast and Rutherford Issues, or wherever you listen to podcasts, iTunes, Spotify, and YouTube, all of those.
This is Lenny Farmer with Jennings & Ayers Funeral Home. Did you know that you can plan your funeral in advance without actually paying for your funeral in advance? In other words, if it's not a convenient time to pay for your funeral, you can still choose your funeral items and we'll file them away for later. Let's consider that together. You make the decisions for yourself, and when that financial window opens up, it becomes an easier decision. Call me at 615-893-2422 and let's plan together.
It's now time to take a look at today's death notices. With the latest updates, here is WGNS's Steve Thornton.
Timothy Scott Harper, age 53, of Murfreesboro, passed away Friday, February the 14th. Preceded in death by his parents, George Scott Harper and Sandra Mitchell Harper. Survived by his wife of 27 years, Lauren Brock Harper. Children, Catherine Renault Harper and fiancé Mitchell Rutherford, Samuel Scott Harper and Elizabeth Zambrano, sister Holly Alberti and husband Carlos, sister-in-law Danielle Pasquale and husband Bill. A memorial gathering will be Thursday. That'll be today, February the 20th, 4 p.m. until 7 p.m. at Woodfin Memorial Chapel for Timothy Scott Harper, age 53. Woodfin Memorial Chapel, handling services. Dr. Norman Bernard Ferris, age 93, of Murfreesboro, passed away peacefully Friday, February the 14th, with his family by his side. Born in Richmond, Virginia, to the late Paul White and Elizabeth Gillett Ferris. Dr. Ferris is survived by his wife of 64 years, Dr. Kathleen Richard Ferris. Children, Allison Ferris Pierce, Cheryl Ferris Manier, Adrian Ferris Johnson, and her husband Larry, Kennedy Adams Ferris, and Julie Ferris. Grandchildren and other family members. Visitation with the family will be Friday, February the 21st, from 1 p.m. until 3 p.m. at Woodfin Memorial Chapel. Funeral services will be held also Friday, February 21st, at 3 p.m. at the chapel. These are the arrangements today for Dr. Norman Bernard Ferris, age 93. I'm Steve Thornton.
Murfreesboro Funeral Home and Cremation Services. Staff members are caring and understand that each family is unique.
We ask them the questions. Is there going to be a burial, going to be a cremation?
Keith Stapleton, manager of the Murfreesboro Funeral Home, off of South Church Street.
William Daniel passed away February the 12th. Public viewing Friday, February the 21st, 2 p.m. until 4 p.m. Scales and Sons Funeral Home. Visitation with the family Saturday, February the 22nd, 1 p.m. until 2 p.m. Elders Chapel, United Methodist Church, 210 Front Street in Smyrna. Celebration of Life service Saturday, February the 22nd, also at 2 p.m. at the chapel. Service of committal and interment Monday, February 24th. Middle Tennessee State Veterans Cemetery in Pegram, Tennessee, to be held at 11 a.m. Scales and Sons Funeral Home, handling services for William Daniel. Darrell Eugene Sullivan, age 51, passed away Sunday, February 16th. He is survived by his loving wife, Joanne Marie Sullivan, daughters Kayla Johnson, Kelsey Strickland, Savannah Sullivan, mother Faye Kingsley, bonus children Kayla Rice, Haley Sanderson, Ryan Haraway, grandchildren, and other family members. A celebration of life service will be conducted at a later date for Darrell Eugene Sullivan, Smith Family Funeral Home, handling arrangements. For WGNS Radio, I'm Steve Thornton.
Perhaps the best gift you could give is the gift of listening. You don't have to worry about saying the right thing. Just listen. Sometimes those around us only need someone to listen. So don't talk, listen. Thank you for trusting Woodfin Funeral Chapels with your most valued treasure. I'm Shannon Woodfin Parsons with Woodfin Funeral Chapels, Murfreesboro and Smyrna.
All That's News, your afternoon local news, traffic, and weather update with Matt Lane. Weekday afternoons, 4:40 until all sports talk on News Radio WGNS.
Racism has been a stain on our country for generations, and it will never end unless parents take an active role in educating their children about how to treat others with respect. So what can you do? I encourage you to engage your children in conversations about different cultures. Talk to them about how other groups of people live their daily lives or how they celebrate holidays. Your children will learn that skin color isn't what makes people act or talk a certain way. It's culture and tradition. Also, encourage your children to ask questions. Teach them how to have a healthy dialogue about people who are different from them. The more they understand about the road someone else has walked, the less likely your children will act judgmentally toward them. Most importantly, though, model through your words and actions how to treat people with love and respect, no matter how dark or how light their skin color may be. Some say that children are colorblind, but I don't believe that's true. Children easily notice differences, whether it's between boys and girls, between hairstyles, clothing, or the color of skin. And one final thought, don't be too quick to punish your child the first time you're shocked to hear inappropriate remarks. Try not to overreact. Instead, gently try to steer their thinking in the right direction by teaching them the appropriate way to engage on the issue of race. To help your children thrive, visit FocusOnTheFamily.com. I'm Jim Daly.
The words you are about to hear are taken from letters sent in by members of the Trinity Debt Management Program.
Dear Trinity, today I'm making my final credit card payment.
Before I came to you, I was in a constant state of anxiety and panic, but now there is hope for my family's financial future.
Working with Trinity made me understand that I'm not alone.
You really do help people.
Your kindness will never be forgotten.
Without Trinity's support, I would not have achieved my lifelong goal of becoming debt-free.
We saved a lot on interest and penalties, of course, but the reward was the gift of human kindness.
Trinity has carried me through a very difficult time in my life. You're amazing.
I used to feel so anxious and hopeless. Now I feel grace and peace.
God bless Trinity as you continue to help others become debt-free.
If credit card debt has you down, call Trinity at 1-800-990-6976. That's 1-800-990-6976.
Portions of our programming have been pre-recorded. The Good Neighbor Network, WGNS, Murfreesboro, Smyrna, flagship station for MTSU Sports. Courthouse clock time, 11 o'clock. Now an update from the WGNSradio.com News Center.
Murfreesboro city officials and firefighters are working to ensure an accurate count for the 2025 special census, urging residents to submit their Count Me In forms online or by mail. The census is crucial for securing state-shared funding, with each resident contributing approximately $175 annually in in-state revenue to the city. Officials estimate that Murfreesboro's population has grown by at least 20,000 since 2020 federal census, potentially bringing in $3.5 million more per year for the city services. Firefighters have been going